She is undoubtedly one of the most pivotal characters in Silent Hill 2, though we rarely see her on screen. Her letter calls us to Silent Hill, and her pain and suffering are what drive the town to punish us. Mary is truly the heart of this story. Both tragic and violent, enemy and beloved wife, her dual existence defines Silent Hill 2. The name Mary invokes a lot of powerful feelings for a Western audience. It's an old-fashioned name, a religious name, the name of the Mother of God and a holy figure in multiple religions and Christian denominations. It provokes feelings of maternity, innocence, holiness, though in reality, she was named for a person far closer to Earth, Mary Jane Kelly, the believed to be final victim of the infamous Jack the Ripper. She was 25 at the time of her death, just like our Mary, and worked as a prostitute in the West End of London. She was known for being quite beautiful, but also for becoming noisy and verbally abusive when she was drunk, which gave her the nickname Dark Mary. Interestingly, the name Jack can be a nickname for James. Given both the associations with the holy and with the tragic victim, it's clear that Mary is meant to be a character that we should sympathize with. She is innocent, a victim, yet there is also a Dark Mary. She could be cruel, abusive, and unkind, yet we are meant to understand that it came from a place of fear and suffering rather than malice. There are shades of her vocal abuse in the monsters of the town and in multiple scenes of the game. She can be heard berating James in the final hall of the hotel. And it's been explained by Team Silent that the mouths on the monsters in town represent her and her abuse towards James. Specifically, the Flesh Lips monster, which features as a boss in the hospital, represents her. It is a box-shaped creature trapped inside a metal frame with grotesque, pulsating lips. It is Mary trapped in the hospital bed, only able to express her pain through violent and abusive words. Her final boss form resembles this type of monster. Before Silent Hill 2, Mary and James were young and in love and very happy. They were clearly young when they married. She is 22 when diagnosed with the disease, and unless the vacation in Silent Hill was meant to be a honeymoon, they must have been married for some time before then. This was a young love, passionate and devoted, which turned sour due to the tragedy of her illness. This illness is never named or really described well. We know there is no known cure, but that there was a form of treatment which required Mary to stay in the hospital for 3 years. It deforms her, damaging her skin to the point of disfigurement and causing her hair to fall out. She's clearly weakened by it as well. Yet it does not kill her. For 3 years she merely suffers and in the end is sent home to hospice when it's clear there's nothing else to be done. Yet still she does not die from the disease. James kills her some undeterminable time after leaving the hospital. What was this disease that could cause such suffering yet does not seem to take her life? Mary's condition went south almost immediately after their delightful trip to the town of Silent Hill, and some fan theories believe her disease maybe came from the trip. There are thoughts that the unknown illness from the Rosewater Memorial might be related. It mentions a group of people who died of illness who now sleep beneath the lake, which is a possible fate for both James and Mary in the in-water ending. Rosewater is more than a pretty name. It's a type of flavored water which is good for use in moisturizers and is particularly useful as an anti-inflammatory for skin disease such as eczema. The disease mentioned in the Rosewater Memorial might have had a symptom that included painful skin, just like Mary's. It's also entirely possible her condition is a curse, a punishment the town enacted during their trip. But why? What purpose could there be to curse the kind-hearted Mary, who until her disease was a delightful person and a loving wife to James? Mary is meant to seem welcoming, non-threatening, like the perfect image of the ideal wife. Her colors are soft and pastel, Her look feminine without being too risque, and the video of her in the hotel is very romantic. What could Silent Hill have found to punish? An interesting tidbit about Mary is the fact we know her maiden name, Shepherd. Mary Shepherd Sunderland is her full name, and while it's not unknown for women to keep their surnames as part of their last name, it is very uncommon. Strange again is the fact that she has no family that visits her in the hospital. She hardly would have been so upset and so lonely and so dearly attached to Laura if she'd had visits from people other than James. He seems to be her only tie to the world. Why keep your family name if your family is so distant to you? Clearly, James's family must have been close to them. The nurse that took care of Mary is Rachel, a character who appears in Silent Hill 4, along with James's father, Frank, the superintendent of the apartment building in Silent Hill 4. It's likely that this is the town where James and Mary lived and where she died. These details all paint an interesting possibility for how the two met and fell in love. They were young, teenagers possibly when they met. Mary must have left her family to be with James in his hometown with his family, cutting ties with her own to the point that they wouldn't even visit on her deathbed. Yet she kept her name, feeling that the name Shepherd was important enough that she should not part with it, even though she'd left her family. There's another family in the Silent Hill verse with the name Shepherd, Alex's family, from Silent Hill Homecoming. In promotional material for the game, Alex even comments on the fact that he and Mary share the same name. Tom Hewlett thinks it was a coincidence, but can't be sure. He joined the team after the name was chosen. But it would explain some things. Why she kept her name, why her family does not care for her, perhaps angry that she left Shepherd's Glen and her duty to the town, and even the idea that Silent Hill cursed her. Whether you believe Silent Hill to be an entity that enacts justice or is simply malicious, it's clear the town does not like the people of Shepherd's Glen. As soon as the sacrifices protecting the town are interrupted, it invades and kills all the people involved in the murders. Well, if a member of one of the families came to the town of their own free will, who's to say the town wouldn't take advantage of the opportunity? The events of Silent Hill 2 occur in 1993, according to the official timeline of the series, which means Mary would have been born somewhere in the year 1968. This is well after the sacrifice that was performed in 1953, and long before the next would be required. She could have been a younger sister or a cousin to Adam Shepherd, and as a younger member of the family, might not have known about the sacrifices, much like how Joshua and Alex were ignorant until it was too late. In Silent Hill Homecoming, Alex explores a place called the Grand Hotel. Inside, he meets a mysterious ghost of a woman trapped in a hotel room who asks for his help. Alex has to find 3 postcards that represent the woman's memories and return them to her, so she can be at peace. While it is possible she is a character mentioned in notes in the hotel named Carol, I personally prefer my own theory. The woman behind the door has a lot in common with Mary. She's a female ghost trapped in a hotel, unable to move on. Her memories involve a love interest in their relationship and the joy they found in Silent Hill. Her writing to him has a somber note to it. She asks for forgiveness, wishes to be innocent again, and clearly misses the person she's writing to. One of the postcards is of a hospital, where she writes of being ill, writing, "Please come and see me soon," as if it's been some time since he visited. There are clearly a lot of parallels between this ghost and Mary, and if the family name means that Mary and Alex are related, there's a certain poetry to Alex being the one to set Mary's soul at ease. The end of Silent Hill 2 brings James peace, but we don't know if the Mary he sees is real, a figment of his mind, or a vision from Silent Hill. If it was her, that still doesn't mean she found peace the way James did. Illness is a terrible way to die, and having died isolated from her entire family, Mary may still have carried some unfinished business. Having a member of her family even unknowingly help her find peace might heal those wounds for her. Whatever you believe about her origins, it's clear that Mary is a tragic character with a heartbreaking story. a fallen angel, a lost soul, who had so much life left in her and was taken far too soon. Thanks for watching Silent Hill Symbolism. Be sure to keep an eye out for the next video coming next Sunday. If you liked what you saw, please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting, sharing the video with some friends, possibly even checking out my Patreon page. Right now, this is the only work I'm doing, and I'd like to dedicate myself to it 100%, but to do that, I'll need your help. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.